Did you know that every night you could be losing muscle without even realizing it? This isn't an exaggeration. While you sleep, your body may be breaking down your own muscle tissue. And if you're over 50, the risk is even greater. Science is clear. We lose between 3% and 8% of our muscle mass every decade after turning 30. But what most people don't realize is that this loss accelerates dramatically during the night. What worries me most is that so many older adults are unknowingly making fatal mistakes right before bed. These simple habits are speeding up this dangerous muscle loss. Your independence, your ability to get up from a chair, climb stairs, even carry groceries, depends on keeping your muscles strong. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Let me tell you the story of Linda, a 67-year-old woman who came into my office 6 months ago and said something that truly broke my heart. "Doctor," she said, "I can't even open a jar of jam anymore. My 9-year-old granddaughter has to do it for me." Linda wasn't inactive. She walked every day and ate what she believed was a healthy diet. But she was losing muscle at an alarming rate. Why? Because she was following the same nutrition advice designed for younger people. You see, the problem isn't just your age. The real issue is something called nocturnal sarcopenia, a process where, during the 8 hours you sleep, your body enters a catabolic state. This means that without the right nutritional signals, your body starts breaking down muscle protein to obtain the amino acids it needs for vital functions. In older adults, this process is even more aggressive. Our bodies become less responsive to the signals that build muscle. That's why we need specific strategies, not the generic advice like, "Don't eat before bed." The consequences of doing nothing are devastating. Every year that passes without action is another step closer to dependency, to falls, to losing the dignity of being able to care for yourself. But what if I told you the solution is already in your kitchen? And what if I told you that with just 8 specific foods, eaten at the right time, you could reverse this process? My name is Dr. Thomas Anderson, and for the past 15 years, I've specialized in senior nutrition. I've dedicated my career to preventing sarcopenia, muscle loss, in older adults. Over the years, I've worked with more than 3,000 men and women across the country. What I'm about to share with you today is the result of years of research and real-life success stories. Today, you're going to discover the 8 foods you need to eat before going to bed if you want to maintain and even build strong muscle, even in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. But this isn't just a simple list of foods. I'm going to teach you exactly when to eat them, how much to eat, and why they actually work. Let me give you a little preview. One of these foods will completely surprise you. It's probably sitting in your fridge right now, but chances are you're eating it at the wrong time of day. Another one flies in the face of everything you've been told about nighttime eating, but the science is clear. It's one of the most powerful tools to build muscle while you sleep. And here's the best part. You don't need expensive supplements or specialty products. Everything I recommend is available at your local grocery store. These are everyday foods, simple to prepare, and some of them will even help you sleep better. By the end of this video, you won't just know what the 8 foods are. You'll have a complete step-by-step protocol that you can start using tonight. I'll give you the exact timing, the perfect combinations, and the ideal portions tailored specifically for you. Now let's break one of the most harmful myths out there for older adults. You shouldn't eat before bed. This advice might make sense for a 25-year-old who sits at a desk all day. But for someone your age, it's the exact opposite of what your body needs. So where did this myth even come from? From studies done on young adults with fast metabolisms and very different nutritional needs. A 25-year-old who eats late at night might store those calories as fat because their body doesn't need as much rebuilding during sleep. But for you, this is where it gets really interesting. The third food I'll show you later in this video goes completely against what you've been told. When I first recommend it to my patients, many look at me like I've lost my mind. But then the results speak for themselves. You also need to understand that your digestive system doesn't shut down when you sleep. In fact, certain nutrients are absorbed even better during rest. The real mistake is applying weight loss rules to a situation that's really about muscle maintenance. These are completely different goals, and they require completely different strategies. And here's something critical. Older adults who don't eat before bed can go up to 12 hours without food. During that time, your blood levels of amino acids drop sharply. Your body enters a prolonged catabolic state, a breakdown mode. It's like trying to build a house but leaving the workers without bricks or tools for half the shift. Let's start with the first food, cottage cheese with walnuts. We begin with the king of nighttime proteins, cottage cheese, but not just any kind, and definitely not eaten alone. Let me tell you about Charles, a 73-year-old man who came to see me after taking a bad fall. He had unknowingly lost nearly 18 pounds of muscle over 2 years. His doctor told him it was just part of aging, but I knew it didn't have to be that way. I recommended he start eating cottage cheese with walnuts before bed. 6 months later, Charles had regained over 11 pounds of muscle. He told me, "Doc, I feel like I'm 60 again. So why does cottage cheese work so well?" Because it's packed with casein, a slow-digesting protein that releases amino acids into your bloodstream for 6 to 8 hours. Think of it like an overnight IV drip feeding your muscles. 1 cup of cottage cheese gives you around 28 grams of high-quality protein and over 3 grams of leucine, enough to fully trigger muscle protein synthesis in older adults. But the real magic happens when you combine it with walnuts. Walnuts add healthy fats that slow digestion even more, creating a steady release of amino acids all night long. Plus, they contain magnesium, which helps relax muscles and improve sleep quality. The ideal portion, 3/4 cup of cottage cheese with 6 to 8 crushed walnuts. You can even sprinkle in a pinch of cinnamon for taste. But here's something important. Not all cottage cheese is the same. Look for varieties with at least 4% fat. Low-fat versions won't give you the sustained release your muscles need. Eat this 30 to 60 minutes before bed, and just wait until you see what happens when you pair this with food number 4. That combination is so powerful that some of my patients see noticeable results in just 2 weeks. Food number 2, hard-boiled eggs. If there's one food you should always have ready to go in your fridge, it's hard-boiled eggs. Not only are they convenient, they're probably the most complete protein available. Let me tell you something about eggs that might change the way you think about them. One whole egg doesn't just provide high-quality protein, it delivers it in exactly the right proportions your body needs. Scientists even call it the reference protein. 2 large eggs give you about 12 grams of protein, but what makes them ideal at night is their leucine and tryptophan content. Leucine triggers muscle building. Tryptophan is a precursor to serotonin and melatonin, meaning eggs can help you build muscle and sleep better. Now here's a little-known secret. How you cook them matters. Hard-boiled eggs are digested more slowly than scrambled or fried eggs. And that's exactly what we want at night. Slow, steady digestion to feed your muscles while you sleep. A hard-boiled egg can take 3 to 4 hours to fully absorb. The ideal prep? Boil them for 8 to 10 minutes so the yolk is slightly creamy and the white is firm. This improves both digestibility and slow absorption. A strategy I recommend? Boil a dozen eggs every Sunday so you have them ready for the whole week. Eat 2 hard-boiled eggs about 45 minutes before bed. If you're a light eater, 1 egg may be enough. If you're larger or more active, you might need up to 3. Many of my patients tell me they wake up less often and feel more refreshed in the morning. That's your body telling you the strategy is working. Food number 3, Greek yogurt with honey. Here's the food you probably didn't expect, the one that goes against everything you've heard about eating sweets at night. Greek yogurt with a teaspoon of raw honey. I know it sounds strange, but it's brilliant. Let's start with the yogurt. Greek yogurt isn't your average yogurt. The straining process concentrates the protein, nearly doubling it. 1 cup of Greek yogurt contains about 20 grams of protein, mostly casein, perfect for sustained release overnight. But there's more. Greek yogurt also contains live probiotics, which improve gut health. Why does that matter for your muscles? Because a healthy gut absorbs nutrients more efficiently, including the amino acids your muscles need. Now let's talk about the honey. I know what you're thinking. Sugar before bed? But a small amount, just 1 teaspoon, has a very smart effect. It gently raises your insulin levels, which helps transport amino acids into your muscles. Plus, honey naturally contains tryptophan, which improves sleep quality. And we now know that deep sleep is when the majority of muscle building happens. But here's a warning. Not all yogurt or honey is equal. You need plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt and raw, unprocessed honey, no more than 1 teaspoon. The perfect portion, 3/4 cup of Greek yogurt with 1 teaspoon of raw honey. And timing is key. Eat this exactly 30 minutes before bed. You want that small insulin spike to happen just as your body begins to relax. My patients don't just gain muscle with this. They start sleeping more deeply. Ellen, a 74-year-old patient, told me, "This is the first time in years I've slept through the night without waking up." Recent studies even show that the probiotics in Greek yogurt can directly influence muscle protein synthesis. Food number 4, almonds and mixed seeds. Now we get to the combination that amplifies everything we've talked about so far. Almonds and a mix of seeds. This isn't just a bedtime snack, it's a strategic move. Almonds have the perfect nighttime profile. They're rich in magnesium, a mineral that over 80% of older adults are deficient in. Magnesium doesn't just help you sleep, it relaxes your muscles and plays a critical role in protein synthesis. Almonds also contain arginine, an amino acid that improves blood flow, helping nutrients reach your muscles more effectively while you sleep. Now the seeds. My favorite combination includes pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and chia seeds. Pumpkin seeds are loaded with zinc, a mineral essential for protein synthesis and growth hormone production. Sunflower seeds give you vitamin E and selenium, 2 powerful antioxidants that protect muscle tissue from oxidative damage. Chia seeds? They're packed with omega-3s, magnesium, and soluble fiber, which slows digestion and ensures a steady nutrient release through the night. These healthy fats also help stabilize blood sugar, including any small rise from the honey in the Greek yogurt. The ideal portion, 10 almonds with 1 tablespoon of mixed seeds. That's an extra 6 grams of protein, plus the perfect blend of fats, minerals, and micronutrients. You can eat them on their own, but here's my recommendation. Combine them with the cottage cheese and walnuts. This creates an amino acid release that can last up to 8 hours, completely covering your sleep window with the fuel your muscles need. For convenience, prepare individual portions in small containers for the week. Food number 5, turkey or chicken. Now we move on to lean, high-quality proteins. But not all meats are created equal for nighttime. Turkey and chicken, especially white meat, are ideal. Why? First, tryptophan. Turkey is famous for making people feel sleepy, and for good reason. It contains one of the highest natural concentrations of tryptophan. Tryptophan is the precursor to serotonin and melatonin, which means this meat doesn't just feed your muscles. It helps regulate your sleep cycle. Chicken, especially chicken breast, is a very lean source of protein. Just 3 ounces, about the size of your palm, gives you 26 grams of protein with very little fat, which means efficient digestion without heaviness. But here's the secret that changes everything. Timing. Unlike cottage cheese or eggs, which can be eaten 30 to 45 minutes before bed, meat should be eaten at least 90 minutes before sleep. Animal proteins are denser and take more energy to digest. The best nighttime preparation? Gentle cooking methods, baking, boiling, or grilling, without oil or heavy seasoning. Avoid fried meats or spicy dishes late at night. A portion of 3 to 4 ounces is perfect for most adults. One strategy my patients love is baking several chicken or turkey breasts on Sunday, slicing them into portions, and refrigerating for the week. Before bed, they just lightly reheat one and pair it with a small side of leafy greens. Avoid heavy carbs like pasta or rice in this meal. Why? Because when timed correctly, animal protein can influence muscle protein synthesis for up to 48 hours, meaning the benefits stack up over time. Food number 6, oatmeal with protein. Here comes a combination that will completely change how you think about nighttime eating. Oatmeal mixed with protein powder. Sounds like breakfast, right? But it's one of the most powerful nighttime meals you can eat. Oatmeal contains complex carbohydrates that digest slowly and gently increase serotonin levels in your brain. Serotonin not only elevates mood, it deepens sleep and boosts the release of growth hormone, which your body relies on for muscle repair. But oatmeal alone isn't enough. You need to add protein powder to make this combination truly effective. Why does it work so well? The carbs in oatmeal slow the digestion of the protein, allowing both to be absorbed more slowly and steadily through the night. I recommend casein protein or a casein whey blend for nighttime. Casein gives you slow-release amino acids. Whey adds leucine to trigger protein synthesis. The ideal recipe: half cup of cooked oats with water or unsweetened almond milk, mixed with 1 scoop, 20 to 25 grams, of protein powder. This doesn't just feed your muscles, it can dramatically improve your sleep quality. The complex carbs increase the availability of tryptophan in the brain. Eat this about 60 minutes before bed. One of my patients, Michael, 71 years old, was very skeptical about eating carbs at night. But after 4 weeks, he had gained nearly 5 pounds of muscle and told me he was getting the best sleep he'd had in years. Research backs it up. This combination can increase nighttime protein synthesis by up to 30% because carbs help your body use the protein more efficiently. With the right carbs, none of that protein goes to waste. It all goes toward building and repairing muscle. Food number 7, fatty fish. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated nighttime foods, fatty fish. Think salmon, sardines, mackerel, and tuna. These aren't just protein sources. They're nutritional medicine. What makes fatty fish so ideal at night? Their high content of omega-3 fatty acids. These aren't just healthy fats. They directly enhance protein synthesis and reduce nighttime inflammation. Here's something fascinating. During sleep, your body triggers a small amount of inflammation to repair tissues. But in older adults, this inflammation can become chronic, interfering with your body's ability to build muscle. Omega-3s from fatty fish regulate that inflammation and support muscle recovery. A 4-ounce fillet of salmon provides around 25 grams of protein and more than 1.5 grams of omega-3s. Fish protein is also one of the easiest to digest. Sardines are a smart choice. They're rich in vitamin D, a nutrient many older adults are unknowingly deficient in, but which is essential for muscle function. Preparation is important. Bake, grill, or boil, or use high-quality canned sardines in water for convenience. Timing matters. Eat fatty fish 75 to 90 minutes before bed, just enough time to start digestion without feeling heavy. A tip from many of my patients: keep canned sardines on hand for a quick option when you don't feel like cooking. Studies show that nighttime consumption of omega-3s can improve deep sleep quality, making it a perfect synergy between muscle repair and rest. Food number 8, the special protein shake. And now we arrive at the most powerful food of all, a protein shake specifically designed for older adults. This isn't your typical store-bought shake. It's a science-backed formula that delivers everything your body needs while you sleep. Here's the exact recipe. Liquid base: 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk. Protein: 1 scoop of blended protein powder, 80% casein, 20% whey. Leucine booster: 1 tablespoon of branched-chain amino acids, so BCAAs. Sleep enhancer: 1 to 2 teaspoons of natural vanilla extract. Absorption optimizer: 1 teaspoon of MCT oil or coconut oil. Secret ingredient: 1/4 teaspoon of glycine powder. Glycine is an amino acid that improves deep sleep and promotes the release of growth hormone. This shake gives you around 30 grams of high-quality protein with the perfect balance of amino acids and fats to support absorption. It's like intravenous nutrition for your muscles while you sleep. Why is this more effective than any single food? Because it's designed to target every factor that limits nighttime protein synthesis. Anabolic resistance, sleep quality, inflammation, nutrient absorption. Drink this 45 minutes before bed and sip it slowly. Studies show that this kind of nighttime shake can increase muscle mass by up to 40% more effectively than food alone. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for. I'm going to share with you the exact weekly protocol that combines these 8 foods to maximize nighttime muscle synthesis and truly transform your body. Here's the good news. You don't need to eat all 8 foods every night. What you need is a smart rotation system that keeps things simple, effective, and never boring. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Dense protein routine. 90 minutes before bed. Turkey or chicken, 45 minutes before bed. Almonds and mixed seeds, 30 minutes before bed. Cottage cheese with walnuts, Tuesday and Thursday. Special shake routine, 60 minutes before bed. Fatty fish, like salmon or sardines, 45 minutes before bed. The special protein shake. Saturday smart carb routine, 75 minutes before bed. Oatmeal with protein, 30 minutes before bed. Greek yogurt with raw honey. Sunday simple maintenance routine, 45 minutes before bed. 2 hard-boiled eggs, 30 minutes before bed. Almonds, seeds, and Greek yogurt. This protocol ensures your body receives every essential amino acid while also preventing food fatigue or digestive strain. But here's where it gets really important, the timing. Your body has what we call the nighttime anabolic window, and it has 3 phases. Phase 1, activation, 90 to 60 minutes before bed. This is when you eat dense proteins like chicken, turkey, or fatty fish. These take longer to digest and serve as the foundation. Phase 2, optimization, 60 to 30 minutes before bed. Here you add medium digesting proteins like eggs or yogurt, along with healthy fats to slow absorption and extend nutrient delivery. Phase 3, finalization, 30 to 15 minutes before bed. In this last phase, you focus on faster absorbing proteins, plus key compounds that support deep sleep, like tryptophan, magnesium, and glycine. Following this protocol isn't guesswork. It's applied science, refined over years, tested with real people just like you. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people eating all their protein at once, too early in the evening. That causes a spike in amino acids that disappears before the night is even halfway over. But with this approach, your body stays consistently nourished all night long. And the best part? You can start this tonight with whatever ingredients you already have in your kitchen. But before you get started, there's one more thing I need to tell you. Avoid these common mistakes that could hold you back. Mistake number 1, drinking too much water after your bedtime foods. Stick to small sips only. Too much water can interfere with digestion or wake you up at night. Mistake number 2, eating these foods if you currently have active acid reflux. In that case, start with just the shake, and once symptoms improve, gradually add other options. Mistake number 3, expecting results in just 3 days. This strategy is powerful, but it's not magic. The benefits build up over time, just like your strength. Mistake number 4, being inconsistent on weekends. Muscle doesn't know what day it is. Every night matters, not just Monday through Friday. So how will you know it's working? In 1 to 2 weeks, you'll notice better sleep quality, fewer wake-ups, deeper rest. In 2 to 3 weeks, you'll feel more energy in the morning, less stiffness, more strength. In 4 to 6 weeks, you'll start seeing improvements in balance, posture, and mobility. In 8 to 12 weeks, you'll see visible muscle changes. Your arms, legs, and even your face will look more alive. And now let me share the one ingredient I haven't mentioned yet, but might be the most important of all: emotional consistency. That's the quiet decision you make every day to prioritize your health, to believe you still deserve to be strong, to trust that it's not too late. Because I've seen it time and time again. Women in their 70s picking up their grandkids again. Men in their 80s returning to their gardens. Adults in their 60s who canceled knee surgeries because their bodies healed themselves. In just 30 days, you'll feel the difference. In 90 days, people will start asking what you're doing differently. And in 6 months, you'll be the proof that age does not define vitality. If this video gave you hope, give it a like right now. Your like tells me that this information is reaching the people who truly need it. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more strategies based on real science. But most importantly, click the next video on your screen. And remember, your muscle is your medicine. It's your independence, your dignity. Every night you apply this strategy is one night closer to your strongest self. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start tonight. Your future self will thank you. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, age is just a number. Strength is a decision.